fight with Billy Joe Saunders is set. What do you think about that fight?
Again, if Billy Joe's on form, it's a Billy Joe Saunders win. Billy Joe at his best can beat any middleweight in the world, you know. And I think Billy Joe can do a Mayweather 2 on him. He's got that skill, Billy. And Billy will raise his game like Tyson. And he's got the ability to beat any man in the world. He's got that style, awkwardness, a southpaw, you know. Let me tell you now, Canelo won't be jumping up and down to fight Billy Joe Saunders. And if Billy Joe Saunders was active and not inactive, he'd be a great, great fighter. You know, but they can't get work. The lockdown has caused so many good fighters to stay where they are, stagnant. It's like Tyson. Can you imagine what he'd have been like if he had another 3 fights going into this next one? And like Billy Joe with 3 fights behind him going into Canelo. I know I'd be having my money if Billy had 3 fights. Well, I'm going to put my bankroll on Billy anyway. I still think he can beat him. You know, Canelo's a great fighter, but he's got a lot of flaws. You know, and if his team's clever enough to spot him, Billy Joe will beat him. It's attitude in fights what win fights. Attitude and balls, and Billy's got plenty of it. He comes from that kind of family, you know, the fighting people, and he'll be carrying his pride with him. He'll know what Tyson's done, and he'll want to be up there with him, unbeaten, keeping his own. I really think Billy Joe can beat him. I really do. Not because he's a fellow traveller, and I'm not biased about Canelo. Canelo's done big things, but when I watched it only the other night, Mayweather schooled him, and I mean schooled him. Took the piss really, and Billy Joe has got that kind of ability. If he's on form, that is, and he does things right, I think he can do that to him. Probably not in the way Mayweather did it, but I think he can do somewhat similar and walk away with a victory. But then again, it depends where he fights him. Fights him in America, he needs a knockout to get a draw, don't he?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, that's where it's at, like it was with Deontay Wilder. That piece of rubbish.
Do you find similarities between Billy Joe and Tyson?
Yeah, I do. Attitude, will to win, desire, pride, ambition. They want it, you know. And I do believe Billy Joe, if he didn't think he could beat Canelo, he wouldn't be taking it, because he ain't doing it for the money. The money don't come into it, these fellas. Good champions, the money's good, but the win's even better for a true champion. You know, Canelo's what he is, but he's never fought a Billy Joe Saunders. Last time he fought somewhat similar, he got beat by Mayweather. That's just my opinion. People who disagree with me think I'm being prejudiced because he's a fellow traveller. Canelo is a very, 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 very good fighter. But I just think Billy Joe, southpaw, awkwardness, you know, I think he can do it. The only thing that will probably mar him a little bit, inactivity. You know, it's how he handles it. He's either going to come on form or he isn't. But I think the man who fought David Lemieux that time, if the man who fought David Lemieux turns up to Canelo, you'll see one hell of a fight. But Billy's got to knock him out.
Yeah, that fight in Canada, Billy, that was one of the best performances by right away.
Yeah, and I do believe even now that Billy is the best middleweight in the world. You know, he's got to get the right people around him. He's got to get the right mindset, and he's got to not leave a stone unturned. He's got to live and breathe the job. If he cuts one corner, he's beat. He's got to do it properly. You know, and if you're not sure about something, get somebody else in. You know, don't just go along with it because you think that'll be all right on the night. I'll tell you, it won't be all right on the night. You've got to get it right before you get there, and the game plan in place. But I honestly, I'll say it again, my bankroll's going on Billy Joe Saunders.